Yo guys, it's Safe Beer. Welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with some more news, Chelsea news. I'm not, again, like the last video, I'm not going to call it transfer news because the window's technically not open until another 4 days. It's only 4 days time. You're going to still see news floating around because, you know, it's only 4 days away. We can still get stuff done. We can still be talking with people, you know what I'm trying to say, to get signings done. So you will be hearing a lot of stuff going around. We have got quite a lot of news, transfer news to go through today, but we've also got some decent news to get into. It's a lot more of a positive video compared to the last two that we've been given. So before we do get into the video today, guys, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so notified every time I do the video. Also, first link in the description is my streaming channel, my second channel. Go and check those out, be very much appreciated. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. By the way, just real quick, I actually do have a second channel video coming actually very, very soon. Probably even tonight or tomorrow night. It depends. So keep your eyes peeled for it. If you're into games, you might like it. But yeah, anyway, let's move straight into this video because we've got a bit of news to get into today. I want to give my thoughts on it all. Majority of it came out like last night, this morning, like early this morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning. But also we've had some news. The first thing I'm going to bring up on the screen right here is the kit announcement for the away kit. Here it is on the screen, a London masterpiece, unveiling your Nike Football Chelsea 25-26 away kit. What a banger that looks like. Honestly, that looks beautiful. Beautiful. I've already got it in the basket. It's already on its way. You know what I'm trying to say? It's already on its way here. Home. I'm just waiting on it now. I think it's going to come next week on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. But what a shirt that looks like. I think it's inspired from one of our old away shirts back in the 1970s or something, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comments down below if I'm correct or not. It didn't look exactly like that. I think it was a thicker shade of red and a thicker shade of green. With white around it, obviously. Whereas now, it's just like little lines going down. It looks amazing, immaculate. And I'm really happy Nike have actually started to up their game. Because I'm just going to take over the last couple years, for example. 22-23, the home shirt was amazing in my opinion. I love the 22-23 home shirt. I thought it was really nice. You know what I'm trying to say? Again, that was a home shirt inspired from another home shirt back in the 90s as well, I think it was. We remember it had the white hair. You know what I'm on about, the Pochettino shirt. The year we had Pochettino as manager. But the away shirt was like meh. It was meh. It wasn't amazing, but it was meh. Last year's home shirt, I got used to it in a sense. I wasn't that big of a fan of it. But the away shirt was nice. It was nice. It wasn't fantastic, but was nice. You know what I'm trying to say? It was really nice. This season, home shirt, banger. Haven't even worn it properly yet, but it's right here over here. Banger. Straight banger. The away shirt, banger. They've gone 2 for 2 so far. They've gone 2 for 2 so far. Can they make it 3 for 3? We've seen the leaks of the third shirt. Obviously, we can't determine if it's actually the third shirt, but we've seen the leaks, and if that's the leak of the third shirt, then Nike have gone 3 for 3. But we'll have to wait and see for that. I don't know when that's coming out. Usually, it's just shortly after the away kit announcement. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But it's in the basket. It's on the way here. Didier Drogba was on the Nike side. Like that's the photo I showed you there was what we announced on our site. We got Drogba to wear it in an unveiling under Nike's site. And, oh my God, Drogba looked amazing. He looks amazing in it as well. So, hopefully we could be winning stuff in this shirt because I really like it. I really like it. I think it's really, really nice. Everything goes together in this shirt. Everything goes together. All the colours blend together perfectly. So, 2 for 2 for Nike so far. Let's hope they can go 3 for 3. Anyway, let's move on to the transfer news. We've got transfer news now for you all. So, let's start off with this piece of news. Fabrizio Romano said this. Chelsea are prepared to return in negotiations with Dortmund soon to rediscuss terms and try to reach an agreement to sign Jamie Gittens. A new proposal could be on the table already in the next days, which is really positive. There was another bit of news that I'm not going to put on the screen right now because it's the same thing we've been hearing for a while. But Gittens is very, very frustrated he didn't get the move for the Club World Cup to us. He's very frustrated. He wants to come to Chelsea. That's what's being touted around from Fabrizio. Jamie Gittens wants the Chelsea move desperately. He wants to be there in blue right now. He wants it. So I like that personally. Look, I know a lot of people have their thoughts about Jamie Gittens. They don't know if he's good enough to be a Chelsea player. Maybe is he too young, etc., etc. Look, I'm a big fan of Jamie Gittens. I actually think he's going to be a quality player. But what makes me like him and want him just that bit more, well, quite a bit more, I'm not going to lie, is the fact he's eager to come to us. He wants to move to us. He is beyond frustrated the fact he didn't get the move to us a couple of days ago and he's got to wait another couple of days. He wants to move that desperately. I want that. I want players that want to be at Chelsea. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I want that because it shows they care. And I think Jamie Gittens can back that up with the quality that he does possess. I think he's got quality. I think I've already said it for the last couple of months. I think he's an exception to the young talent thing we've got going on within the club. I don't consider him as a young talent. I think he is past that, even though he is a young talent, if you know what I'm trying to say. But I think he has the skills and the ability that possesses over the young talent bracket, if you know what I'm trying to say. So the fact that we've got hopefully at the deal that is rumoured that Fabrizio Romano is saying there, hopefully the deal is done straight away. As soon as the window opens, I want this deal wrapped up, done within the first 2 days. That's it, simple. There shouldn't be this Club World Cup tax on him this time. You know what I'm trying to say? That's why in fact, actually, I'll leave what I'm about to say to the last bit of news because it actually fits in with the last bit of news. But there shouldn't be this Club World Cup tax on his head when, even if we sign him whilst we're playing Club World Cup football, he actually is not able to play. So there shouldn't be this tax thing on his head. So we should be able to get him for about 40 million, I reckon. The original price that was going around from Dortmund. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I expect this deal to be wrapped up, done within the first couple of days. If not, then we're just faffing around. We've got so much other places that we need to strengthen in. You know what I mean? We've got a left back we need to get because we need somebody competing with Cucurella. We need a left centre back or a centre back in general. You know what I mean? We need that. And obviously what's rumoured at the moment is we need another striker. That's what is rumoured around. In fact, actually, we've got news for that in a second. So we've still got so much to do. Let's just get this one wrapped up. So let's move on to the next bit of news. This is to do with the striker department. We're going to move on to the striker department now. So Chelsea will be assessing in the Club World Cup how Delap and Jackson push each other. Then they'll decide if they need another striker or someone more in the Nkunku mould, where the interest in a Morgan Rogers comes in. So we're waiting until obviously we played Club World Cup to see if we need another striker. I personally think we're going to need another striker, and I say that because look, I like Jackson. I really do. I really like Jackson. And we've just signed Delap, and I really like Delap as well. You can't have two young strikers pushing each other because you can, but they're not going to get the best out of each other when you haven't got an experienced player there pushing a young talent. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you've got to have an experienced player there pushing the other young player, because also what comes with that is the young player learning off the experienced player whilst he's being pushed. You know what I'm trying to say? We don't have that. We've got two inexperienced young strikers who are still developing, pushing each other. Like, I could maybe see Jackson drift over onto the left, maybe. There's been the Ekitike rumours going around. Maybe Ekitike would come in and he could switch over to the left at times. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I'm really excited to see Jackson and Delap in the Club World Cup. Jackson obviously is on form right now. You know what I mean? He got an assist against England. I didn't watch the game, so I'm not too sure, but I did hear he had a good game. But we want a player in the Nkunku mould. I don't know if I'm reading that right. We want a player in the Nkunku mould, or someone more in the Nkunku mould. We have heard the Morgan Rogers rumours. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think Morgan Rogers will be happy being a backup to a Palmer, for example. I think Morgan Rogers is a player that wants to be playing starting football. You know what I mean? Starting in teams, starting 11s all the time. You know what I'm trying to say? So I don't think he'd be happy being Palmer's backup. because we know Palmer he will be first choice no matter what. I think Morgan Rogers is a good player, though. I think he is a really good player, really talented. Again, young again, but I don't. That part doesn't make much sense to me. Getting in a player that in the Nkunku mold, who obviously Nkunku's a 10, but can play as a false 9. I don't think Morgan Rogers can play the false 9, but I don't know. Let me comment down below what you all think about that. I'm not too sure. Anyway, here's Jackson news anyway. We've got Jackson news. Here it is on the screen. Chelsea are still assessing what to do with the striker situation, and this is because Maresca still has big faith in Nicholas Jackson. So do a lot of us fans. This is the thing. So do a lot of us fans. And I think, to me, Club World Cup is... I don't want to come on and say it's make or break for Jackson, because I do think Jackson is a good striker. I think in the first 2 seasons for us, he's shown more than enough to stay here. I do think that. But at the same time, if we have the chance to go in for a more top player, a more top striker with experience, if I say big if, because we know what these owners are like, then, and if it meant it jeopardises Jackson's future at the club, I think I'd accept it. I hate to go back onto this bandwagon, but I'm just using it as an example. Osimhen's not gone to Saudi. He's not gone to Saudi. He's not accepted anything yet. He wants to look at everything, all the offers in Europe, and make his decision later on in the window. Apparently, he's waiting on a club in England. He preferably wants to go to England, apparently. You know, there's a bit of thing here between Chelsea and Osimhen. There always has been. Maybe we could go back in for him, because it doesn't seem like he's all about the money. If he's turned down Saudi, it doesn't seem like he's all about the money. But maybe he wants some sort of degree of good money, maybe. But he's got to drop his wages down a little bit more if we was to go for him. But if it meant we went for Osimhen and we got rid of Jackson, I'd take it. I would. But we'll have to wait and see how things go. Because, like I said, I think Jackson's quite loved within the fan base. I like Jackson. I've always been on the Jackson side. I have. I've always liked it. Always liked him. But if it meant we bring in a more top-class striker, I think I'd accept it. I would accept it. So there's always space for him out wide on the left as well. You've got to remember that, guys, because even if we get Gittens, we still need another left winger, really. So, and he can play that role. So we'll have to wait and see how things move. There's been a lot of talk about Jackson's future, though. So I don't think it's as stable as some people think. I don't think he is. Anyway, last bit of news. This is the last bit of news. Mainan. Will we go back in for Mainan? This is on the screen right here. So Chelsea won't go back in for Mainan if Milan stick to the same price. It will have to drop. And I think this is very well known. I think this is very well known within the Chelsea community. I don't think we'll personally go back in for Mainan. I think I've made that clear. I don't think we'll go back in for Mainan. I think we're going to wait for him to go on a free. But this is where I've got my problem. All right. We can't go into the season with Sanchez as the starting striker. God forbid. As the starting goalkeeper. We can't. If we're getting rid of Petrovic, which is obviously rumoured, obviously, as well, my personal first choice is Mainan. And I don't think, as well, I've got to be honest, I don't think Milan are going to stick to the same price. Why do I say that? Because what was rumoured, unless it was a brief, was there was a Club World Cup tax on Mainan, which stuck him up onto 25 million. I think we was happy to go to 20 million, but Milan wanted 25. Surely the Club World Cup tax would drop that into to a fee that we'd be happy to pay. 20 million, we should be able to go to 20 million or 18 million. You know what I'm trying to say? A Club World Cup tax isn't an extraordinary amount of money. It's not like a £10 million money, but it's not also like a little bit of money, like 2 million. You know, we should get a fair bit off that. And I don't see why we don't go for him. If we're getting rid of Petrovic, we should make a move for Mainan. But like I said, I've made it clear. I think it's quite evident that we're not going to go back in for Mainan. And I'm already preparing mentally for Sanchez to be our number 1 next season. I've got to be honest. I'm already there. And I hate the fact it is. But I think we've got to suck it up and accept it. That's what I think is going to happen. So we'll have to see how things develop. Obviously, like I said, the window is not even fully open until another 4 days. So we'll have to see how things develop. So, yeah. Anyway, that is it for today's news roundup, guys. I don't think in the next 2-3 days, I don't think there's going to be much news to really drop, which will kind of be perfect for me because I've got work tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night. They're my days that I work. So it would be perfect in a sense if nothing like bomber-worthy comes out. But if there is, you know I'm always here. So drop the bell notification so you're notified from the next upload. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about all the news that I've delivered you all today. Do you think Jackson will leave? What do you think about the away kit and stuff like that? Do you think we'll go back in for Mainan? I'm not too sure. Anyway, like, subscribe, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.